Alrighty, welcome to Superkickin with the Steven edition of Friday night edition at that. Labor Day weekend, busy wrestling weekend. I was kind of hoping Worlds Collide would be on a Monday so we could, space this out a little bit. But nonetheless, here we are. We are rocking and rolling. We got Clash of the Castle tomorrow at 1. Then we have Worlds Collide, NXT, kind of for NXT UK, 4 p.m. on Saturday or Sunday, and then All Out live from Chicago on Sunday at 8. So, how are you doing, Greg? You're live from your car today.
Yeah, just rolling all day long, and not for fun. A bunch of issues with the flat tire. Then have to get towed to one shop. Them charges too much money. Like, screw this. I'm going to another shop, get another tow, go to another spot. Just a whole big mess. But finally just getting it all wrapped up. So, hence in the car instead of the home office. But ready to get my mind off all that nonsense and talk some wrestling.
Oh, Clash at the Castle, the first pay-per-view in the UK, about 30 years. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping the presentation's a little bit different looking. I hope that Drew comes out to Broken Dreams. And yeah, I think it should be a good time. So let's just kind of kick it off. This first match, Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day. I was hoping we'd had Rhea and Beth after Monday night, last Monday night, I believe. We're not going to get that yet, but you do wonder if maybe when we're back, if this thing is still going, if we could still get that. I'm going to say, Greg, it's probably Edge and Rey. I don't see, them lose it to the Judgment Day. Obviously, the Judgment Day has been getting over. Finn has been getting over. Damien has lost the Edge. But I think, just the fact that Edge and Rey are teaming together for the first time in almost, under 20 years, it just makes a lot of sense to get them the win. Maybe Judgment Day gets over next month if we keep this going. But which way are you leaning towards on this match?
I'm still looking at Judgment Day because I called it for the last pay-per-view and was wrong, but this could be the one where Dominic finally turns on Rey and costs Edge and Rey the win.
Maybe tries to
regardless of who. Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of whoever.
Like an accidental.
Yeah. Whoever. No, I think this is going to be deliberate. Like, it hits him in the head with a chair or, some brass knucks or something like that. Okay. It's going to be deliberate. It's not going to be reach out and trip him while he's trying to do a 619. This is going to be over the top, deliberate, and that's what's going to resonate and swing the tide for Judgment Day. And then big finishing move.
Judgment Day?
Yep, we're going Judgment Day, and that Dominic is a full member after at the end of this match.
All right. No hooking up with Santos, even though that's where I'd like to see him
go. That's what we want to happen,
but it's not going to happen.
It looks like it's going to go this way, and it could even be him getting seduced by Rhea, and how they had the face-off last Monday night. That this time the face-off ends in a big kiss or something like that.
Somebody said it's a lot of Eddie and China vibes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. So, I can see something like that happening too. So, but one way or the other, Dominic. What's that?
I hadn't really thought about those vibes either. So that's kind of interesting.
One way or the other, Dominic ends up on the other side.
Okay, there you go. This one, my body's hurting already for them, Greg. But man, is this or Seth and Riddle? I feel like could be the match of the night.
I agree. This is going to be a banger right here. I'm excited for this match. Sheamus kills it.
Any way for Sheamus to get the Grand Slam?
It's possible. I can see Sheamus beating Gunther and sending Gunther back into the ether for a little bit, and then he comes back as Walter. Triple H has been changing those names back, so he could be the next one on the list. and having him lose the belt and go away for a few weeks, come back repackaged as the old Walter, who wouldn't love that with the old music, the black and white, and the original NXT UK setup. So I can definitely see Sheamus winning.
Who's
and
your official?
You know, official. I'm going to say Gunther.
Okay.
But I can definitely see Sheamus winning. But for the record, I'm going to say Gunther.
Yeah, I'm going Gunther. I think they really. I actually don't think his name goes back to him. I think they just roll with it. I mean, you've already gone this far with it, and I think they want to build him up as a credible champion. So why not just keep rolling? I mean, if it's not like his presentation, not like the overall feel of him. I think has changed that much.
Right.
But we'll see. Like you said, could Sheamus sneak out a win? Possibly. Just to give him that final piece of the puzzle. I just don't. I think it's all about. Oh, good. Big Ben showed up. Sorry, Big Ben, for the late notice. I'm glad you could make it. Feel free to throw in your predictions. We'll get them read on the air as well. So, thanks for joining us. Sorry, it's kind of last minute, as it were, but didn't realize how busy this weekend would be. So, glad we could get it in today.
What's happening, Ben?
And then next up, speaking of Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins, I'm just going to say it. Riddle needs to win. Riddle should win. So I'm going to say Riddle picks up the win. I hate it for Seth because Seth probably needs a win as well. But he can. I think Seth has rolled off as much as he can without winning. So who's to say maybe Survivor Series he doesn't pick up the win for Team Raw or something like that, or pick up a good showing in the Rumble. Could even win the Rumble. I don't know. Maybe they go that route instead of Cody winning it. The easy, predictable route of Cody's ready to go. But I'm going all in on Riddle for this match, and hopefully, because Riddle needs that type of singles win, to kind of really pick his game back up. So I'm going Riddle.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Seth has been getting the advantage at every turn for the last couple months on Riddle. I think he's won a couple matches on Raw against him. He's been getting the advantage with the sneak attacks. Riddle has never really gotten the upper hand, even on the last Raw where they had the little face-to-face. Seth still got the last word in and left Riddle, fuming at the mic with Seth marching off. And so he even got the advantage there. So, and speaking of that segment, holy cow, that was heavy with him bringing out the personal issues and him telling Seth that the only man is Becky, and then Seth coming back and calling him out for his divorce and his wife leaving him and all that crap. So, but that's the realism we want. So, and that makes it feel more authentic and make it feel like, okay, when these two get in the ring, they should kill each other. Yeah. So, I'm all about it. Let's do it. But I think this is where Riddle finally gets over, and he's already over as it is with everybody. Mm-hmm. But getting that win is going to put him on another level. So
can't wait. This is why the rating change, I think, doesn't matter. Because then when you do a segment like this, it stands out. If you do TV 14 and everything's about the same, then it still means something. I guess depends on how much has been done, but this is why the ratings, the TV rating doesn't necessarily, TV PG, TV 14 really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme if you could pull off a segment like they did.
Right. And this is why we love AEW, because this is what they do, and they're awesome at it.
Yeah.
And this is and WWE is under Triple H is getting some of that in the mix now. So, and you can see when it's our guys doing it, when it's the WWE guys doing it, it sounds just as good. It sounds just as authentic. Oh, yeah. They just have to be able to let them do it, and you see what you're getting. So, good on them.
Next up, how about this one? Bianca Belair the current Raw Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss, Asuka versus Bayley. Not tag team champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Let's start there first, Greg. Leah and Raquel pick up the win. I think if you're having Sasha and Naomi right back, it probably makes sense for Leah and Raquel to pick up the win because then they can just roll over them. So there's no doubt Dakota Kai and Io Sky are going to get the tag team titles at some point. But right now, at first, I mean, it was like we said, it was probably theirs to lose. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're having Bianca and Naomi and Sasha back, both teams, against Dakota and Io, it's hard for both teams to lose or win. So, I think they made the right call. Nice little celebration, and like I said, I think you'll have Dakota and Io get it. So, what do you think about the decision to book, Raquel and Aaliyah as champions?
Yeah, I totally get it. For the record, I'm still all about hashtag Aaliyah317. You can still do it anytime, and it's going to be hot. So, I'm going to send a little email to Triple H, see if I can get them on board with it.
If I read it.
Yeah, exactly. I just got to get it passed through Sean and the rest of the ether to, get that happening.
Might take a few.
I totally get it. It's going to be transitional champions, and this way we don't take any shine off of Bayley's group. And this is the big issue with Sasha and Naomi in the first place. They had no competition. There was no legitimate challengers.
Yep.
But with Bayley and her group, and then some of the other teams that are, in the mix, now we got something. So I totally get it.
Called toxic attraction. I mean, that should be
right.
They should be right there too.
There's a better tag team situation now than there was then. And Triple H is going to bring back some of those, real teams and not just throwing two random people together, like Raquel and Aaliyah. So totally get it, totally fine with it. And, you get the screwy finish to, not take any shine off of Io and Dakota. So
Bayley's group to pick up the win here. That's what I'm calling Bayley's group to pick up the win.
Yeah. So now you get the feud once Bayley and Sasha come back, or once Sasha and Naomi come back against Io and Dakota and Bayley.
Yep.
So, you have something ready-made that's going to be great. So, this decision.
I wonder is there a third person we could throw for Sasha and Naomi with? Maybe Bianca?
Now, Bianca should be doing her own thing because she is the champ. There should be a line of challengers waiting for her. So, Asuka or Alexa would be better to fill that void, or unless you're going to bring up Nikita Lyons or Zoe Stark.
Lash Legend?
I don't know. I wouldn't bring her up before Nikita. Yeah.
So probably Nikita, yeah.
Yeah, so Nikita's definitely ready for Raw or SmackDown if she can stay injury free, and that seems like it'd be a big challenge already. But she's ready for that camera.
You just wonder, just because if they need a third person,
right?
You're going to keep doing it.
But I think that match can be one of the showstoppers.
This should be a good one too. Yeah.
Looking at the talent in the ring, Asuka, Alexa, and Bianca, and Bayley in ring with Io and Dakota, this can be a 5-star match. If they give it enough time, which under Triple H, I'm confident they will do. And with this group of characters, this could be an awesome match. This could be a show stealer for the whole night. So you're talking about the ones that can steal the show. This is one of mine that is on my list. So I'm going to be watching this match really, really interested. So, and so I'm taking the bad girls in this one.
Yeah.
Dakota and Io, just because they need some more momentum. They're back and they got some luster on them, but they could use some more shine. And Asuka and Bayley and Bianca, they're already made girls, so they're already, on that level, on that tier. They need to be bringing the others with them. So I see the Bad Girls clique getting this one.
Okay. How about this one? This, we're building up Liv as an underdog champion. Is it working for her?
No. When looking at her last promo, then she had to turn the audience because they were booing her out the building for the first half of her promo. And, they're going to make her as a miracle champion or whatever, underdog champion. That narrative only works so many times. And I'm still waiting to see it, Steven. I'm still waiting to see it with her. And I'm not there.
This one?
I'm going to, because I think she's more believable. We've seen her do it in NXT, and when she first came up to the main roster, when she had that short-lived rivalry with Becky. So she is more believable as, a dominant heel champion than whatever that Liv is doing right now. So I'm going to say, yeah, go ahead and put it on.
Plus, you have the Ronda factor.
Exactly.
Finally give us a legit feud between Ronda and Shayna. I mean, I still think Ronda and Shayna as tag team is better doing for both of them, just to kind of give Shayna that, real good partner that she could feed off of. The heel type, but I'm still going to go with Liv. I think she pulls something off. I see it, and I think, I feel like now the fact that she could turn the crowd back on her side has to say something.
Yeah.
I don't know why they booed. That's the thing too. It's like I don't, it just goes back to fans can be fickle, I guess. It's just weird, but
it's just, where's her killer instinct? Where's her badass? Where's that dominant victory? And she hasn't had any of that from what I've seen. And she could turn the crowd,
and that's how she's built. So that's the downfall. She's never. It's like Alexa Bliss. I mean, did Alexa have much dominant? I mean, she picked up wins.
But here's the thing: she doesn't have champ swagger.
Yeah.
Every champ has that swagger. Even Alexa had that swagger. Asuka had that swagger. Yeah. Everyone's had that swagger, but Liv does not have that swagger. She comes out, she dances around, and she does a little hopeful promo, but she does not have that champion swagger. And I think that's probably what we're seeing.
And could have win over Shayna for power to have that chip on her shoulder now that I can do it. So, but Shayna,
it's a start.
But Shayna winning almost won't surprise me. You know what I mean? So it should be interesting to kind of see which way this one goes. So. And finally, sorry.
And you're calling it for Liv, yeah?
Oh yeah. I mean, I threw out the idea of Shayna getting the title first, but just because of Ronda factor, I think there's more, as you would say, meat on the bone for Ronda and Shayna.
Right.
Even if they fight each other to the bone and maybe get that whole, like the Blackpool Combat Club, maybe they end up tagging anyway after all of it, So I think Shayna and Ronda need to be paired up for both their sake. So I'm still calling for Liv. And
yeah. Are you talking about challengers for Sasha and Naomi? How about Ronda and Shayna? Holy crap. Yeah, sign me up for that.
I know, we've seen Sasha go with Ronda a little bit, but I still think there's something there more for them to do.
Yeah.
And then after Liv, though, who's the challengers? I mean, if you beat Shayna, hopefully we don't go back to the Natalia well. Like that's their break in case of emergency. So unless you get a fluky win and maybe you want an Extreme Rules match to prove Liv's self-worth, and tables match or cheers, some sort of TLC match next month, but or later. Is it later? I have to see the date. Maybe it is next month for Extreme Rules, but anyway. So, and how about this? The big daddy of them all. You know where I'm going. It's got to be Drew. I know it's 700 days, and the fact that they're having a celebration tonight, I mean,
Right.
it just has to be. If he comes out to Broken Dreams, though, I'm going to be like, well, he's losing. Triple H will be like, I gave you the old song, Drew, so they'll go out there and lose. But I forgot he came out to it in NXT a couple times. I didn't realize that because people were sharing one takeover. He came out to Broken Dreams with bagpipers. So, but I think on this type of stage, it just makes a lot of sense. They keep saying he's coming home as well, so why not, play him his old theme song. But this, I don't think we'll see anything out of the ordinary. It feels like it's just gonna be a boss fight, but I think Drew holding title is it now. I think it was Quakes who brought up last week or whenever he joined me. Could Karrion Kross cost Drew? Because you feel like there might be Austin Theory. Now that we haven't really talked up Austin Theory's cash-in attempt yet, that could play up. Maybe just to give this some. I almost don't want to be in shenanigans, but then again, you got two shenanigans right there for you, either Karrion Kross or Theory. So
yeah,
because I think we're still on the mindset, Greg, that Theory's probably losing his cash-in anyway. So probably the sooner, the better to get rid of it. So I'm still thinking Drew should just win straight up though. Clean victory. Let him have his moment and then move on. Then Roman could go home and rest after, whatever he's going to do. So, because then you have Karrion Kross as the next challenger for Drew. You already have it ready. So, which way are you going on this one?
I'm in agreement for you that this should be Drew's big moment. His thank you for carrying the pandemic era. Finally getting his big win in front of a mega crowd.
Yep.
UK, all the planets are aligned for him. And again, going back to who's getting the advantage of all the face-to-face rivalries, even with the Usos being involved in everything, it's been Drew left lane every time.
Yep.
And, the hero's got to get his comeuppance at some point. So I definitely think that this is the moment. He finishes the match, holding up the belt in one hand and the sword in the other, and the building going crazy. And to your point about the Money in the Bank, when they were talking about it with Brock and Roman, you heard about it every segment, it seemed like. But now you don't hear anything about it. And when they don't talk about it, it's when they want you to forget about it. So when it happens, it's a big surprise. So would I be surprised to see Drew win, take a beat down from the bloodline, and then, Theory come in and slide in and pick the bones? Absolutely not. I think that would be short of awesome.
You really got to roll with Theory then, though, right?
You do. It would be fun to see just for, everybody getting swerved and, that last couple minutes before they go off the air and this happens, just for the shock value alone, breaking the internet. If anybody's going to do it, I trust Triple H to do it. But for the sake of the match, I'm going to say that Drew's going to win, and then let's see what happens with the post-show shenanigans. But it should end with Drew holding the belt up in one hand and the sword in the other, and just getting all the flowers from the native fans.
Because that's a scene you want to put on DVD cover and put on, like Wembley. Like we think of British Bulldog and Bret Hart hugging it out and British Bulldog in his, celebration at the end of the 92. And of course, we tend to forget Insurrection was there, in 99 or 98 or 2000-ish. That was another UK pay-per-view. I couldn't tell you anything that happened there. I'll have to get my research team on that one, but I remember there was a pay-per-view called Insurrection in the UK at some point. So, yeah. All right. Let's do a quick commercial break. Then we'll talk what it's like when worlds collide. See, that's why we need copyright rights to Power Man 5000, Greg. 'Cause I could just rock that song
Right.
in the back. We throw it on a loop, and it's perfect. But anyway, let's do a quick commercial break for Rogue Energy, and then we'll get right into Worlds Collide, our kind of thrown together NXT UK, NXT pay-per-view. All right, so this pay-per-view, I think it's on Peacock, I believe. It's going to go live on Sunday at 4 p.m. You can, this is like a buy-in for the buy-in, right? Like,
Right.
Buy-in before the pay-per-view. But anyway, so, yeah, so we kind of throw this together. This is the one that's kind of weird, though, Greg. Unless memory wrecks me, Ricochet has never been part of NXT UK. So it's too bad we couldn't have found like someone, from the UK just to come in and give Carmelo a little shot. But this one's going to be a highlight reel, correct?
Oh, this is absolutely going to be a highlight reel. Love Ricochet going back down to NXT. That's where, in my opinion, Ricochet did his best work. I remember one awesome angle he had with the guy that was disgraced over this past week, Velveteen Dream. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with my boy. I just put him over last week to the moon, and he went and got arrested.
That's what happened, Greg. You gave him the bad karma.
He got arrested twice in 1 week. I mean,
it's twice. I didn't know it's twice.
He did. He got twice in 1 week, and the news came out after the second arrest.
Yeah.
So, but Ricochet had a great program with him in NXT, and some great matches. So I love him back down on NXT, and against Carmelo, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I am excited for it.
I'm guessing the car down there. I don't see Ricochet down there like that long.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is he going to take the NXT championship and bring it to the main roster? I don't think so. So I wouldn't mind it, having him work double duty and do both programs. But for the sake of the match, I think Carmelo retains, but we're going to have a classic match, though.
Okay. Well, plus it gives Carmelo a big win over an former IC champion. If you remember, Ricochet held the IC title, that is.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot he had the North American title, to be honest. I was like, oh, yeah, he did help that. This is all Carmelo all day. Just don't see. Like you said, good match. Highlights galore, or maybe a few highlights galore, but we'll see where Ricochet goes after this. Like I said, I think it's just oh, crap, we probably should we do need to get Carmelo Hayes on here. But maybe nobody from the UK is available yet. So, it is what it is. How about this? And then here's another one. Now, I will say, Greg, Doudrop and Nikki Ash probably should stay down. I mean,
yeah.
And even if you keep their names the way they are, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm saying they're going to win down there. I'm going to say they're going to win off. Because I just don't see anything in Caden and Katana. I really don't. I mean, I see why they would get a win over them, but I don't see anything other than that.
No, I like this match just because, one, it's a great idea to bring Doudrop and Nikki Ash down.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at it in the sense of, the NFL and, well, more like the MLB and the
D-League.
minor leagues,
I was saying, yeah, or a
major
D.
league, minor league.
Yeah.
But NXT is definitely not minor league, even though 2.0 is definitely a step down.
Yeah.
But this is a great place for them to come and recreate themselves
Yep.
and maybe reemerge back onto the main roster as, um, well, Nikki definitely is whatever she can change into, but Dewdrop can go back to being her former NXT character, Piper Niven, and drop that stupid name. So, and at the same time, you can bring Caden and Katana up to the main roster. Here you have another legitimate tag team to face Sasha and Naomi and have a great match because these two work great together. Their tandem offense is really good. And given a chance, they can have some really, really good matches. They have a good chance of getting over on the main roster. So, and there's nothing else for them to do in NXT. So, have Dewdrop and Nikki Ash get the win. They stay down. Katana and Casey come up, and then it's better for all four women. So, for this match, I'm agree with you that Dewdrop and Nikki win.
This is the one. This has like kind of been all over the place, but so we have Diamond Mine, the NXT Tag Team Champions. We have Briggs and Jensen, NXT UK Champions. We have Gallus. I think they're former champions. We have Pretty Deadly. They're former champions. This is just everybody. Whoever wins gets all the titles. And you know what, Greg? Give me Diamond Mine with all the titles. Unless you play Roderick Strong into this, and he does cost it. But I think, either Diamond Mine or probably Gallus. I think, with Gallus being the new guys on the block, getting them all the titles and showing that how, legit they are would probably be the idea. But my official prediction is Diamond Mine. I think we'd probably rather play at the Roderick Strong stuff on TV, like on NXT TV. Because obviously that's going somewhere. But all the titles in Diamond Mine's corner right now. So how about yourself? Which team you going here, Greg?
Yeah, I agree with you that it comes down to Diamond Mine and Gallus. I've seen Gallus a couple times, and they can go. I've seen a couple really good matches with them. I like them. And so just to be contrary, I'm going to go ahead and put my pick behind Gallus because who knows, the Diamond Mine could be ready to come up. Yeah. I think they're main roster ready. And we could use some more tag teams who are, legit instead of, doing it the Vince way and just throwing random people together.
Oh, yeah.
The tag team division is pretty weak, and the Creeds can get over huge on the main roster. So this could all be about, who are the next faces we're going to see on Raw and SmackDown, and really reinforce the roster. And I'd love to see them up there. So
what? Now that I'm thinking about it, man, they joined Alpha Academy.
Hey, right?
Aren't they a perfect fit? If you're just going to call them up by themselves right now. But I don't think they're getting called out by the time soon personally. But at the time, just on Monday, I was hoping Kurt would still end up somehow in Chad Gable's favor. But unfortunately, he was celebrating with the Street Profits in the milk. So anyway,
that's a good faction, though. You put the Alpha Academy with the Creeds. Now you have a legit faction.
The world's greatest tag team type. So, yeah, let's do it. Just book it, Triple H. How about this one? I'll let you go first. Give us your takeaways from this one.
All right, so
Mandy, Hassan, I think almost heading toward the top 5 longest reigns. Satomura, however long she's been, and we got Blair Davenport. I'm guessing she's the fall girl in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the thing is, we haven't seen these other two girls, do anything on TV yet.
Yeah.
Aside from, a couple video packages or whatever. Um, so we have two unknowns and one known, the devil you know and the devil you don't know. So it's tempting to stay just with, the devil we do know with Mandy, but there's just something that, feels a little bit different with, oh geez, the one in the middle.
Satomura? Blair Davenport.
Right, Davenport. So I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say she's going to win because she kind of has that feel of, NXT champion, a little bit different from Mandy, but, I was talking about that swagger. She's got that. So, and it may be time to bring Mandy back up, talking about call-ups. Mandy's done a great job reinventing herself. And if the rest of Toxic's already going to be on the main roster, Mandy's got to be with them at some point. So there's kind of my logic in that.
So not that we need to know their relationship status, but I was curious about it, Greg. Blair Davenport used to date Will Ospreay. That would explain why her wrestling is as good as it is, probably. That's a pretty good bow there. They split up in 2021. So I'm going for Satomura. I think because we are going to call up, all the dirt sheets are saying, well, Toxic Attraction's not getting called up. That makes me think they are. So I think Mandy and Gigi and JC just makes too much sense for all, because we haven't seen Gigi and JC get any more title shots yet. So right. I think Mandy makes sense to lose to the final boss, as they say, and then move back up and hopefully take off. Especially like if you play up the new Bailey faction. I said, if Sasha and Naomi get a third person, you could have some interchangeable parts there. So I'm going for Miko Satomura to become the one rule, the one champion there down in NXT. Triple H down there does love his Japanese, Asian, American champions, Greg. So
that's true.
Won't surprise me there. So. And finally, how about this one? This should be a interesting, almost like the JD match, but Tyler Bate is a very strong boy. So, also, Greg, what do we think about the champions coming back to NXT and hyping up every champ, or hyping up the main champions and giving us that this should be a bigger pay-per-view than what it normally is. So,
yeah, I agree. It is a big deal. In the black and gold era, we saw a lot of matches with Tyler Bate and Mustache Mountain, and they had some killer matches with Undisputed Era and the rest of that roster. And I can think of some great matches that, they told great stories, and they were barn burners, and they've been neglected since they switched over to 2.0. And this is a great way to bring it back, show off Tyler Bate again, who's a killer. I want Nigel McGuinness back on the call because he made it better, having that UK announcer flavor in it. So I hope he comes back and gets on the mic too, along with Vic and Wade, because he brought that knowledge, he brought the terminology, and that UK feel with him when he came through, and he would be great to, put over Tyler Bate even more in this match and really get you on his side. This is going to be a banger of a match.
We didn't really see much of Tyler Bate, wrestling wise, other than against Von Wagner.
But Bate's awesome. He's got stamina for days, and you think he killed him, and he just keeps getting back up. He's like a zombie. So it's a great test for Braun. I still think Braun is going to win, but I want Tyler Bate to win.
Yeah, I think it's all Braun. I think Tyler Bate stays down there, though. I don't think he gets called up soon. But I mean, Sheamus is his crew, Greg. Why not? He could be dude. I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't think of a good butch name. Cassidy. He could be Cassidy. I don't. Anyway, so yeah, I think this could be a good clash of styles. I mean, if you had Braun lose, I almost think you call him up, but it's probably too soon for that. So I think both of them will be down there for, through Royal Rumble, probably even past WrestleMania if we really think about it. Anything else on the NXT Worlds Collide and like you said, Nigel McGuinness would be a nice person to plug in, even if it's just for this last match. Him and Michael Cole, that first NXT UK pay-per-view, man, they worked so well together.
Yeah, I love to see the old NXT UK crew, Nigel McGuinness and Percy Watson, if you remember him.
Yeah.
Calling those NXT UK matches.
Always brought you in. Tom Phillips is doing Impact now.
Yeah, so we can't bring him back, but Nigel hasn't been doing anything, so definitely bring him back, give him that UK feel, bring some of that hometown with him. And like I said, this is an underrated card.
Oh, yeah.
There's no bad matches on here. Get up and go to the bathroom and make your sandwich and come back. Match on here. Everything is going to be a potential, showstopper match. So it's flying under the radar, but this is a match people are going to be talking about next week. Or this is a card people are going to be talking about next week.
And let's get to some AEW stuff real quick. But first, Greg, I have to share this because we have breaking merchandise news in case you haven't seen it yet. I'm going to share it though for you. You got to give the people what they want.
Oh, what is this right here?
Did you see it?
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's there. Do you want that as your shirt?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't
Absolutely
know.
not.
I'm waiting to see if someone actually wears that in public. But anyway, so there's our cheap plug. We're not even sponsored by AEW, but we're plugging their Scissor Me Daddy Ass T-shirt that the Acclaimed and the people have wanted. Because you got to give the people what they want.
You got to give the people what they want.
I had to share that though, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, they did it. The Forbidden shirt is out there. So
it was only a matter of time.
I mean, and if you, like I said, if you think back to some of Val Venus' shirt back in the day, I mean, come on, how could they not add that? But, let's do a quick Elite Performance talk, and then we'll get into AEW's 1,000 match marathon. I think we're going to be in for a long night on Sunday, Greg, with all the wrestling happening. So let's just get some Elite Performance, because that's what we might need the next day on our Labor Day off. All right, so finally, our last event of the weekend, All Out. I'm guessing that date is wrong, but I'll just have to get past that because I think it's actually the 4th. Yeah, it is. Anyways, thanks, AEW, for giving me a wrong thing. But the little kickoff show, not little, Greg, but Pac and Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian finally coming back. This is all Pac, though, right?
All Pac, absolutely. Happy to see Kip back. I boarded him on a flight to Jacksonville one day, him and Penelope. So
did he have the box on?
No, he did not have a box on. But this was this was last year. So
Okay,
yeah,
previous box.
this was pre-box.
Pre-box.
Yeah.
And new hairstyle, new haircut.
Yeah, so I like it. It's gonna be a fun match, but yeah, all packed.
What in the world? Did you hear about Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara?
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie said some things he shouldn't have said, and got punished for it.
Well, and Sammy said some things on the mic he probably shouldn't have said in the promo,
True.
which caused Eddie to get mad. Not that I'm sure there's a few guys in the back that probably have wanted to, pie face Sammy Guevara, but it sounds like it's all water in the bridge. I don't know though, because Eddie Kingston being featured on the pre-show card doesn't sound exactly like, oh yeah, we're still high on you, but whatever.
Right.
But against Ishii, who's the new Japan guy that was there, cup of coffee here and there. This is all Kingston though, I would assume.
I don't know. People love Ishii.
Yeah.
The guy's a human tank, and he has no neck, and he is, those killer chops. And the thing about the music, it's what his music being cut off prematurely. I love the guy's attitude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm feeling Ishii in this one.
All right. Well, there you go. That's fun. Are we both on the same page about Hook?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Let's get to the main card because there's a ton of matches here, Greg. Let's kind of start. We'll start at the bottom here with House of Black versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro. Is there still any way? Oh, well, first off, have you heard the news about Malachi Black?
I have not.
Ask for his release.
What?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Do you think is he going to ask Papa H for a job back? Do you think?
He's got to, if that's the case. I mean, he was presented really well down in NXT, and I've bragged about it multiple times that I saw him when he debuted.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 33 weekend.
I mean, him and Ricochet were, called up pretty strong together. I mean, that was the downfall. They shouldn't have been together, but I thought they got a pretty good start, here and there. So, and then the feud with Rollins. So I'm wondering if maybe this could lead into Miro becoming the new House of Black leader.
Yeah, I like it. I don't like that he would want to leave because I think House of Black is one of the best things on. There's so much potential for those three. But that's with Malachi in there. Without Malachi, you got Buddy Matthews and Brody King, and I don't know. You don't have that.
I mean, you almost have to dismantle it.
Right. So I don't like it from that standpoint. Do I love Malachi Black coming back to WWE and resuming his old character? Yes.
Yeah.
But I hate the House of Black disbanding if he wants to leave, though. So
if they give it to him too, I guess that's the big.
Right.
Who we?
If I was Tony, I wouldn't be so quick to just let him walk.
Okay. I'm guessing Darby, Sting, and Miro pick up the win.
No.
Okay.
Nope. Still
House of Black.
I still think Sting is the weak link in here.
Yeah.
And there's a way to get him. So I still don't love it for the good guys. So I'm going to go with the House of Black still.
And of course, then that would make you wonder too if he picks up a win, like maybe they smooth things over. So,
right.
Be interested to see that. How about Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs? I'm going Ricky. I think Powerhouse Hobbs has gotten the upper hand. I think, like I said, they all got presented well after Team Taz was done, but this should be all Ricky to pick up like a nice win.
Yep, I agree. Starks.
How about Christian Cage and Jungle Boy? Do we maybe see a trilogy of these matches, Greg? Maybe the heel gets the upper hand so that Jungle Boy has something to fight for next time, or should we just go straight on Jungle Boy win?
I see a non-finish where they end up brawling in the crowd or something like that. That it doesn't end with a clean pin in the ring. There's so much heat and animosity, and this is what they should do with Jungle Boy after everything that Christian has said and done, that this should just spill out into the up the ramp, backstage, in the audience, wherever, and then we get a Falls Count Anywhere or one of those type matches
Like
next.
Dynamite.
But we shouldn't close the book right here. Is the point? So
I think I'm going to go
some type of non-finish.
I think Christian's going to pick up the win, just because Jungle Boy has been, in a way, upper-handed over him. But yeah, how about this one? Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and freaking Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, who had that? On their bingo card of showing up in AEW. I know FTR's wanted to work with them, so I kind of think the heels pull out the win here. So then that gives us, the good old, well, we don't care about the rankings. We're just going to give a champion, we're just going to give a challenger status to this team. So I think FTR and Motor City Machine Gun, tag team match is probably where we want to go anyway. So I think Sabin or Shelley pick up the win here. Keeps Wardlow safe. I mean, I know I hate FTR picking a loss, but it makes sense in the grand scheme of things where we want to go with it.
Yeah, I agree. Dax or Cash, probably Cash taking the pin in this would make more sense because they're really putting over Dax as a singles wrestler right now.
Yeah,
and he's having some great singles matches. So Cash taking the pinfall, affects nobody. And I've been watching the Machine Guns since they were in the glory days of Impact and TNA or whatever they call it this week.
Yeah.
And they are killer. So if people haven't got to see the Machine Guns in a while, this is one of the fastest, most in-sync tag teams that you'll ever see in your life. So they are amazing. Their tandem offense is off the page. So we definitely want to see more of them, and a good way to do that is get them to win in this and raise their profile, so you can showcase them more on AEW.
Yeah, I don't know what their status is at Impact Wrestling either. Maybe they are free agents. That's why they showed up. Jade and Athena. I forget where Jade's at. Is it like 35-0?
Yeah, something like that. 35, 36.
I think it's going to keep rolling. Jade for the win here. What do you got, Greg?
Agreed, Jade.
How about the ladder match for the AEW, championship shot? So we have Claudio, we have Rey Fenix, we have Roosh, we have Dante Martin, we have Andrade, we have Penta, we have Wheeler Yuta, and a mystery opponent, which is going to be Bray Wyatt. I don't know who's out there as the hot money free agent right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Danhausen? Just for S and Ds, as they say.
It would be funny. I give it that. Let's see.
Is Jeff Hardy coming back? I don't know where what his status is.
Yeah, but he hasn't been out long enough in my mind. So
that's the thing. I mean, I feel like I think it's not going to be anybody outside of AEW.
Yeah, I agree.
And as far as
we've seen,
I don't know who.
we've seen Mox against half this roster already.
Maybe
Wheeler,
Andrade,
Dante.
Have we seen Moxley and Andrade?
No, not that I remember.
Yeah.
But
what about your boy Penta? You gonna pull for him in this match?
If it was Penta, I absolutely would cheer for Penta. And Rey Fenix would be off the chain. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to put my lot behind Dante Martin just because they've had 2 matches. He got smashed the first one, and the second match, he was able to hang and really show out against Mox the second time. So they could be showing that he's closing the gap on Mox, and this third match could be the best yet. So this for a title shot. I don't think it's going to happen against Claudio yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say Dante Martin.
Well, that's what's weird. Like half your field is 2 tag teams. I mean,
right.
Oh no, actually, it's 3 tag teams. I forgot about Andrade and Roosh.
Right.
That's a tag team. So then it's got to be who's Dante Martin's brother. just throw him in there.
He's a mystery entrant. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pull for the old mystery entrant, Greg. I don't know who it is, but that person tends to do well. So unless it's Matt Sydal.
Hey, maybe Adam Cole. So
Brian Cage. We haven't seen a lot of Brian Cage.
There you go.
Adam Cole. Yeah. We haven't seen Moxley and Cole. I could do that. I mean, O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly. I've heard Bobby Fish is on the out. I think he's out of AEW soon. So.
I heard that too. Yeah.
That must have been a short contract because it feels like he was just there. But,
right.
All right. So yeah, I'll go for mystery opponent or mystery entrant just because that's kind of a cheap cop out. But oops, wrong way. Sorry, my producer messed up there. Let's get to the big championships. Well, sorry, we'll do Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho. For this one, Greg, Danielson for the win. Jericho takes him out. Garcia helps out Bryan. They walk off in the sunset together, holding hands and skipping.
Not quite like that, part, I'm with you.
Yeah, I think that. I mean,
unless you're skipping, I agree 100%.
I do think Garcia, you got to pull the trigger now.
Yeah,
I mean, there's too much writing on the wall there. So, are you going Bryan Danielson for the win here too?
Yes, sir.
All right. How about the interim women's championship? My girl Thunder, I guess gets a 30-second promo to announce she's out, right? I think the money here is on Toni Storm. I think I got to pull for Toni because we probably need to get to Toni versus Thunder to unify the titles. What do you feel about the interim thing? I hate it, honestly. I think it's dumb.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's a way to keep a title, the importance of a title match in the picture, but everyone knows that it's the fake title. So it's kind of the same thing when the UFC does it. That this is kind of like the number one contender belt. It's not the real champion's belt. So we see the same thing. As far as this match before, we've seen Thunder and Britt Baker, been there, done that. We've seen her and Jamie Hayter. Nobody wants to see that again. So it's all about Toni Storm or Shida. Shida's been out of sight, out of mind for a long time. It's just now coming back. So it could be fun because it's a new challenger, but so is Toni Storm. So I agree with that. Toni's the girl to beat here.
How about the AEW Tag Team Championships? I guess the Acclaim got the new T-shirt. Let's just give them some gold. I mean, they're over. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna pull for the Acclaimed in this one. I can't believe I'm saying it, but let's go Acclaimed.
Yep, I agree. Acclaim is mega over right now. People are digging it.
Where My Glory is not over at all.
No, I mean, it's like watching paint dry. Their chemistry is not there.
Cold, Greg. Like, I mean, yeah. How about the World Trios? Technically, we don't know who's facing them. I'm going to assume Dark Order because Hangman is going to be on their team now. Because now that they had an injury to Preston Vance, so Hangman is the guy apparently is sliding in there. But I'm going to say the Young Bucks get it because of Hangman. I think he walks off with them at the end of this, and I mean you give them the title. So I'm going all Elite on that match, Greg. How about yourself?
Yeah, reform the Elite. It's gonna be interesting because Hangman is still a big baby face right now, one of the biggest baby faces. The Young Bucks are turning, but they're still kind of tweeners. Yeah. And I don't know what in the world Kenny is right now because he's still got Don Callis, so that's a heel move.
Yeah.
But he's getting a hero's welcome right now, so
you almost need to go one way with them or the other.
Right. So hopefully after this match, the battle lines will be drawn, and they'll either be clear heel or clear baby faces. My money is as clear baby face or clear heels again.
Okay.
After this match, but I think Kenny and the rest of the squad win.
And finally, how about this one? So, I can't remember. You didn't get to talk to me about Moxley and CM Punk's squash match, Greg. What did you think about that?
I didn't like it at first, but I found out who it was spoiled for me before I saw it.
Okay.
So I was waiting for a half-hour banger, and then get a 3-minute squash, and I was like, okay. Going to be hard to tell the story of how Punk's going to get a rematch after that. But I like the way they did it with Mox coming out and talking smack about Punk in Chicago, and then just leaving a contract. Whoever wants it can get it. That's a ballsy, champ with swagger move right there. And then, ends up being Punk. We all expected Punk, and now we're gonna get that half-hour banger that we expected the first time. So
we're not going to get Iron Man match, are we?
No.
Now, because people brought it up in Moxley's promo, he mentioned, "Oh, you're a 60-minute man."
Right. But ain't nobody got time for that. We want to see blood and guts.
I can't do an hour man match, Iron Man match, Craig, with as many matches as there are. I mean, to be like Triple H and Roman at Dallas when it was like 12:35 starting, and I was like,
yeah,
and
the crowd would be asleep by the time the pinfall happens.
Mike, who are you going for in this one?
All the tea leaves are there for Punk to win and be the hero again in Chicago. But I'm going to stick with the champ. I'm going to say Moxley. And, then we have a different type of story to tell after this match is over. So I'm going to stay with the incumbent and say Mox is going to win.
My thinking is with all the, I'll use your phrase, flowers going at Punk. It's screaming for a heel turn, isn't it? Like I don't know how he turns, but I mean I think Quiggs brought it up. If MJF costs Moxley the title and somehow helps Punk, could that be something that would turn the crowd on Punk?
Right.
Or because you feel like that's the downfall. You feel like if Punk wins, the crowd's going to explode. But is it the way he wins that could maybe turn him on it? But if he doesn't win, then I do think he's got to do something to turn the crowd on him. Because I think Punk's got to go heel. I think he wants to. I think there's too much there. I think there's a lot behind the scenes, Greg, that Punk probably wants to air out too. And he has to do, as a heel, you could probably do that.
Right.
I mean, some FaceTime, it could work, but I don't know. There seems to be a lot of kind of backstage stuff, and is the fire still there for Punk? Maybe you could pull a Shawn Michaels, lost my smile type deal, and but I think Moxley wins, but I think the bigger story is what will happen with Punk.
Yeah. So. Angry Punk is the best Punk. So
yeah, and which he showed it on Wednesday night with Ace Steel, his best friend, obviously, that we're all supposed to know, Greg. I kind of, and I get WWE does the same stuff, but sometimes at least we know the people, like we've seen their face before. I've never seen this guy's face ever, so. Anyways, but yeah. So other than that, I think that's it. That is all the wrestling for the weekend. Which, like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matches scheduled for All Out, plus the 3, so 15, 14 matches, Greg. There's no way you can do a 60-minute Iron Man match between Punk and Moxley. It just, that would just be overkill. So,
Yeah.
Are we still saying Drew and Roman's probably the match we most want to see, or is there another match?
Yeah, I think Drew and Roman for sure. Biggest stakes, biggest crowd, and unlike the AEW card, where there's a good handful of matches that we want to see what happens. The Clash in the Castle is all about one match, and that's going to be the biggest match of the weekend. So I think it's all about that one.
And the presentation, I think the imagery of it will be something to hold. So.
Right.
I've already seen people posting spoilers inside. I'm like scrolling really quick. Like, I don't want to see videos of it. Like, I'm still that old school. Like, just let me watch the opening segment. Like, let me see it in its glory. The first time. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Greg. I'm sorry you got to go through all that card trouble, but glad to have you on. We're just going to skip Sunday, obviously, because of I'm doing some family stuff that afternoon, and I didn't want to have to rush back from there. It's my grandma's 99th birthday. She just celebrated this week, Greg, so we're throwing a little garden party for her. So
happy birthday, Grandma.
Right. Yeah, I didn't feel right, trying to be like, okay, I got to leave at 6. Well, probably 5-ish. We're meeting at 4. So, I think we'll just take the weekend to enjoy it. I got a fantasy football draft, which I have a friend doing for me tomorrow, because I want to all my eyes on Clash Castle. Even though I don't know if you know as well, Greg, I think I mentioned it, Foo Fighters are playing in Wembley tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow night, technically in England, but it's going to be 11:30 here, so that's kind of cool. As their tribute concert to Taylor talking to their drummer that passed away. That's going to be emotional.
I already had back-to-back concerts over the last couple of days.
Yeah, who did you see? You saw
Korn and Evanescence on Wednesday, and Chili Peppers last night.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was Korn and Evanescence. Is that who you saw?
Yeah.
Okay, and they were here last week because I saw people posting about them. So. How were the Chili Peppers? I'm not a big fan of them.
They were great. You could tell they've been together a long time.
Do they expand their songs? I would think they would do that.
They did a lot of songs I didn't know.
Okay.
And even though I love the set, they left out Under the Bridge and Higher Ground, which are like my 2 favorite Chili Pepper songs. So
wait a minute, they left out not even an encore?
Yeah, they did have an encore, but they did.
Under the Bridge?
The slow song was Other Side, and then they did a couple other hits, but I was shocked.
What did they end with then? Which you would think
I've forgotten by now.
Oh, okay.
But
that might be tough, though. I mean,
yeah, when they left, there was no Higher Ground or Under the Bridge because they came out from the other ground. Everybody had the lighters out. Like, okay, we know what song's coming next, and nope, they went into the other side. So.
Well, I watched the Netflix episode about Woodstock, because Netflix did, Woodstock 99, and they were talking about how the mayor at the time at Woodstock was like telling the Chili Peppers, hey, we need help getting all these fires stopped. So they decided to play Fire by Jimi
Hendrix. That's a very Chili Pepper move, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were a fun band to watch, so, props to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, I guess, would you want to, if somebody had a ticket for me, would I go? Maybe, but I'm probably not paying the money that you probably paid to go see them.
Well, it was free for me. My girlfriend bought 2 tickets from last year that finally carried over and paid off.
Okay, good. Okay. I was just like, I don't know if they're...
Best concert is a free concert. So
Not naked, right? No socks.
Nope. Yeah, they were clothed in this one. So Flea came out for the encore, walking on his hands, and he had some type of super baggy shorts that exposed his underoos as he was walking out across the stage. So people got a big kick out of that.
Anthony Kiedis in the Chase movie. the Chase. It was they were in that for a hot second. With Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Some hot chick. Christy Swanson. That's who it was.
That's right. Yeah.
She's a big MAGA now. So yeah, I kind of lost that kind of lost my luster for her, Greg. When I see the MAGA Republican on their profile, I'm like, oh, there you go. One to mark off the list. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Labor Day. Are you off Monday, or do you have to work Monday?
No, I'm off on Monday, so get to
Okay,
celebrate
good.
the holiday too.
Nice. All right. Well, have a good weekend. Enjoy all the wrestling. Enjoy life. Enjoy the Labor Day. Last days of summer. Not technically, but
And beginning of football season. Let's go, baby.
yeah, we got next week. So we got our college picks in. I went with Purdue, so I got that one wrong. You know, Purdue was in it until the end of the game, I guess. And then I think we got Notre Dame and Ohio State. That's the big one this week, right?
Right.
We'll see how that goes. I'm hearing a lot about Ohio State's offense. Could be history making. That should be interesting to see. All right. Well, enjoy the weekend and enjoy wrestling. So have a good one. Talk to you guys later.
All right.